Hey everybody, RC here. Welcome back to episode 19 of our Dwarf Fortress Let's Play, and we are the Fortress of Coppersack. We are in late November of the year 255, and let's go ahead and preview a dwarf before we get into anything pressing. There's really nothing going on to generate a video. I just felt like recording one at this point. It had been a little while. I had had a few projects that I've been working on. So that's really the only thing, is just to kind of play catch up here. Let's see. Q. All right, so we're going to take a look at Myril Ninglatast, or Myril Burn Torch. As always, if you want to read through these descriptions in detail or at length, just pause the video. I'll leave each screen open for a few seconds and give you time to pause it so you can look at it at your leisure. So first thing we'll do is take a look at the thoughts and preferences here. And that gives some background on Myril, what he looks like. Let's take a look at his health. No current health problems, no wounds that are lingering, no past treatment scheduled. And the only time he's been involved with any type of medical issue, he was brought to rest in bed by Nerdstalgic back in the 27th of Malachite in 252. So several years ago. Oh, I forgot to look at his relationships. Several pages. As we have started seeing here in the last couple of episodes, the number of relatives is really growing by leaps and bounds. So just a few people of note: Mike, the wife; Rebecca, the older sister. She was one of the archers that was killed in the infamous cliff diving accident in an earlier episode. Lots of cousins. They certainly believe in expansive procreation. Peak alive. And a couple of friends, Quill, Gary Foley among them. And that's about it. So that's a look at Myril. So let's take a look at what's going on. So we are in winter, and you can see the water is frozen over. I have had a lot of issues with the bridge here. While it was originally intended to stop any goblins from coming across from this direction, we have seen numerous traders take dives, avoiding the traps here, which was not the intent and purposes. So I've gone ahead and built a bridge for the regular, most of the year when the water's flowing here. I have also constructed this up and down staircase to here, which is one level up from the water. And then I've dug into the rock with a down staircase and an up rock here. I guess I could come channel that and see if I could get any of the stuff out of here, but I'm not sure. You can still see lots of blood. We have had several, the last couple of traders, the ones that come in individually, have perished. So I had built the stairwell in hopes that they might get down here and then be able to climb back up. Animals too, for that matter, but it doesn't appear to be working. So this is, while it was a good idea, has turned out to be not so well implemented. So I've just gone ahead and built a bridge and said, let's be done with it. Another thing going on, we have just for fun, I have built a bee colony, some hives up here to start a honey gathering colony. Again, something I've never messed with before too much, and it may just be for looks at the end of the day. But that is going to be out there. I also have gotten tired of cutting trees down that were encroaching on our wall, so I have begun a road building project they have finished this eastern road here, and we are now working on the southern road. And if you'll also notice, I have completely deconstructed the outer wall here that was made out of wood, and I have replaced it with stone. Now, naturally, when you take that down, it creates a breach into your fortress. So we did it in very short stretches of about 5 to 8 blocks. And, as soon as we had one done, we had the walls going up as they were coming down, and then we would move on to the next section. And that way, we were only exposed for a short time. So hopefully, we weren't attacked, thankfully. So now we have that, and hopefully that gives us a little bit more protection. And as we go up, let's see. Here is a major change. Couple of things. You remember this is where we had the cliff diving accidents for our archers several episodes back. We had sealed that in. I didn't want to see the same thing happening here, and so what I did is I took out one of the fortifications here, went ahead and floored this over, creating a roof for this level, and then resealed that in once we were done. And so that way this is all sealed in, and there can be no cliff diving accidents at this point, because going up another level, we had roofed this whole area off as well. What I am currently working on is I am building these 2 platforms with this connector piece. And this is where I'm going to bring stone to, raw stone, and I am going to set up 2 catapults. Now, I'll be honest, I was looking at the Dwarf wiki. It does not appear that catapults or ballista do a ton of damage. The thing about catapults that I like, well, first off, they used catapults in Lord of the Rings, so it looked really cool. And so I wanted to kind of go with that theme instead of the ballista. And also, it says, according to the wiki, that the catapults, they do not injure tamed animals or dwarfs when they crash. So if there are any dwarfs out here and the catapult hits them, then it does not inflict friendly fire. It will only inflict damage to goblins and trolls and whatnot. So that's another reason. So I'm putting it here. That way we can fire down both sides of the entrance here. We also have this area where our dwarves can come in here, here, and here, and shoot down into this area down here, the entrance. That was something else I had done. I don't remember if this was since the last episode, but I know it was something I had talked about doing, and we just added on this secondary wall to give us a little bit longer ingress and egress into the fortress, with another bridge down here, drawbridge down here, to help seal off. And that's just, most of the attacks seem to be coming from over here to the west, and coming from this lower level and then coming up. And they were basically able to come right up into us. So this way they actually have to come around, and it'll give us a few extra seconds to get, drawbridges closed and seal ourselves in if we need to. So I think that's all that's going on up top here. I did chop down some of the almond trees. I don't know if I got all of them, but I do remember there was, these trees are just, the walnuts, the almonds. There was something I heard that currently they cannot eat nuts, or they will not eat nuts. So even if you have that in your gathering zone, you really need apples and, peaches and apricots and whatnot. That's the trees that we want to get. So anyway, I'm going to try to grow some more of those in here. We'll see if it works out. Won't lose any sleep if it does not. So that's everything on the upper scale up here. So that's going on here. I have taken out this stockpile, which is where my glass blocks were going. Just thinking it was too far away from where I actually wanted them. And you know what? I could could just set this up as a regular bar block stockpile for stone and clay, and that'll be good for that. Okay, let's see. And then I think what I'm going to do is I built this connector here to give an area to walk from one to the other. And then what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to expand that over to here and then maybe open this with a door. I'll eventually put a wall around that. I won't roof it because they need to be able to shoot the catapults up over the wall and get it, so if it's roofed, that defeats the purpose. But I think what I'm going to do is maybe put a small walkway out to here and either have a stairwell go down to here and join up, and then dig this out to where they can join up and have access to the catapult stands from inside the fortress and never have to come outside. Or I could just build it here with a walkway, take this down and build a door or a drawbridge to seal it up if I need to, just in case they can climb onto here. But I think just a door would be fine. And then they could actually use this access hatch and then come out to access the catapults. So that's kind of what I'm thinking long term there. I have added the Siege Workshop. They are working on catapult parts as we speak. And then I will get those catapults set up. I have brought in these are 3 new workshops for ash for the pearlash making process. Let's see. And that's just trying to ramp up production of glass because it's taking forever, really driving me up the wall. Let's see. I have expanded with a 3rd food stockpile. This had gotten full with loose food, but we've caught up with our barrel production finally. And so now we are getting, just expanding our food production. I did add a 3rd area here. I saw this was kind of getting overgrown at some point with just sand and not vegetation. So this will give me a place that if this ever gets worn down immensely, I can move the livestock rather quickly. And you can see I did actually divide up some of the livestock into here already. In this area, this was my sand gathering area. So what I've done is I've added 3 glass furnace shops here with their sole purpose to gather sand, and that's it. And so what I have done with that, if we come down here, I am no longer gathering sand from these furnaces. These are only for the actual glass production. Let's see, potash, furniture stockpile. I think this is where my sand goes right here. Yep, sandbags. All right, so hopefully we get that rolling up here real soon. So that's going on here. I have created 1 large sheet stockpile here for parchment that I have purchased, just so it wasn't laying outside. We had talked about that already. All right, so here is our latest. I had dug this out and I was thinking about, well, I'll come back to this in a minute. This is my new glass block stock room, and you can see we have completely finished this area. And you know what? I do need to just block that off for now. All right, so this is roofed in completely. And we have a glass floor and glass walls and a glass ceiling. So this is a complete glass enclosure looking down into the river and then looking out over the river in both directions. Now, at some point, I will channel the ice out here during a frozen period of the year, and I will try to hurriedly get a floor and walls into there, but it won't be this year, and I have a long way to go. I've also come and dug out up here. I have built in a complete wall across here, and I'm starting to expand my floor here as well. And everything here is made out of glass blocks. And again, it's a process that's taking infinitely longer than I thought it would, but so be it. It is what it is. That was my goal, and I am going to try to stick it out. I just think being able to see into the water and everything heightens the effect of what I'm trying to do here, rather than just building it out of stone and expanding the mountain out over the water. Actually trying to just enclose it, but keeping with the natural theme. So we're going to keep trying to plug away at this, and it just will take a while. I have put a door here for access. My goal with this is going to basically be my throne room, I think. I may want the throne room underwater. I'm not sure. So what I'm going to do is eventually I'm going to bring the glass all the way down and join up down here. And then I will basically open this wall, or at least open a couple of doorways to where you can come in here and then enter here. And you'll come here, you'll swing around, and then we'll have a throne back here if we ever get the king. Right now we have become a barony, so let's take a look at that real quick. Or we've become a duchy, not just a barony. We've become a duchy. So Comey and the Baron have become duchies. We still have our mayor, and of course their needs went up immensely. Let's see, what is he needing? Oh, okay. I'll fix that in a second. So that's what this was going to be. I knew they needed larger rooms, or I thought they needed larger rooms. So I was going to dig out one here, and then I was thinking about digging one out up here. But this gets out into dirt and not rock, so I didn't want to do that. And it looks like it happens pretty quickly. So I'm lucky we had rock all the way here, I guess. But what I did, well, when we get down to that area, we'll talk about it some more. Let's see. So we have, I've asked for silver sarcophaguses to be placed here, and these will be for military heroes. Oh, that's why. Let me unpause it and let them try to get that done. I've dug out the back half of both of their tombs. I have re-smoothed out the new areas and engraved everything. And I've taken out their copper sarcophaguses, which were about here, because remember that wall was right about there. And we are putting in gold sarcophaguses now. So that one is for Comey. This one will be for the Baron as soon as it's placed. And that is going to take care of his needs, I believe, because that's the only thing he was still needing was a grand mausoleum. What I've also done, not only the size, the smoothing and engraving, the gold coffins, but I've also put a silver chair into each room, thinking that, maybe this would be a place where their family members could come and sit and contemplate while while paying respects to their ancestor. So this one is for the Baron. All right, and sure enough, that did fix him. So everybody's good now with that. We haven't had any fights in a while, so of course we did have quite a few deaths from our archer squad. This is new. Remember, this was something I had dug out early on, and this was just ore access room. So I have closed this off, and we have put in tables, and this area here is now um, a tavern. I do need to come and build bedrooms off of here, and we'll do that here shortly. But I did also create a library, and we have 10 silver bookcases, and there are quite a few uh, written works already in there, several codexes in just about every bookshelf. So that area is going on. And if we take a look at that, let's see, that would be L. All right, so our tavern is the fragrances of controlling. We have Zaz Uvelkel, a tavern keeper, and Stukos is our performer. Let's see, 3 boxes, 10 goblets, 5 stored instruments, no rented rooms, and we have an 18 by 23 dance area. And then the Gilded Home is our library, 10 bookcases, 33 written objects, 2 of each to scribe, 4 boxes, 33 writing materials out of 10 needed, 16 tables, 16 chairs, and I do have 2 librarians, 1 scholar for research, and 1 scribe for writing. So that's new. I just I've taken this area that was dead for me and incorporated it to there. Of course, our dining hall. We never have engraved that, but that's okay. My living quarters, I have added this level here and this level here. So if we take a look at that, we are up to 77 owned bedrooms and still 5 unowned. We were at about 14, and I guess some people have moved into other rooms. So I'm gonna have to do like one big expansion, I think. Oh well, that's what we'll do. Here are the rooms that was for our barons, and now they are duchies. So what I have done is in this room I had to get him a better bed, so I was able to get one that was much better quality. He is actually still waiting for a silver chest. Does he need a silver chest? I thought he needed another one. No, he's got 5. Okay, so he doesn't need that. So let's take that out. All right, so here we have, he had the copper chest. We put in a copper cabinet. So we put in a silver chest, a gold statue, and a better bed in his bedroom. Up here, we've swapped out the copper table and chair for silver. We've added in a silver weapon rack and armor stand. We've added in a silver chest and a gold statue. And then here we had the copper armor and weapon racks, and we've added a silver one up there as well. Let's see. Still waiting on silver doors for these 5 as well. Oh, no, you know what? He does need another cabinet for Comey. Okay. Well, let's see. So Comey needs a cabinet. All right. And he needs a cabinet and a chest. So he does need both of them. Doggone it. All right. There's his cabinet. And we'll put another bedside table chest there. All right. So that should, all right, that has them back to where they need to be. We did end up building the jail cells. We have 4 with silver chains, a bed, silver tables, and silver chairs in each one to try to make them happy. No changes here. That's our hospital and wells. Oh, I forgot I had built that. So we'll have to add some soap jobs there. That's to get some soap for our hospital. I was just trying to build it in an out of the way location. All right, there's our loom. I took this room and I forget what I was building it for. It must have been a stockpile being that size, and realized I didn't need it. And I had a lot of empty cages laying around, so I just threw together a empty cage stockpile for there. So I did have quite a few laying around. We've dug out this side here, two big rooms. They've already cleared them, so I've gone ahead and locked these doors. And we are digging out this room here, and I have these two rooms set to dig out. Some of this stone I will bring upstairs for the catapults. But just to make sure we don't run out with as many blocks as we are currently using. And then I do have the doors in place just to make sure I can seal that off for FPS purposes. Let's see. Alrighty. There's another archery room. There's our second melee squad room. Our vampire, of course, up there. Hasn't died. So I guess, of course, I did have to look that up. But I think what I need to do is I do need to eventually come pierce this and just turn him loose and just let him go. And if he gets killed, so be it. If he doesn't get killed, okay, that's fine too. And we will just let him out. We'll seal this drawbridge here. And once he's out, we'll probably seal this one as well, just to let him get out and start wandering around. That's our kill room here. We haven't had any more caged animals because this one is set up for everything that is not empty. Should come directly to here. And I don't think we had any. Oh, well, we've got the forge down here, so they're still melting down the odd, the stuff we don't want. You can see we've got a lot going on here. Just can't keep up with glass production. And that's about it. So, we do have a little bit going on. I'm trying to get the, this is the big project here. And then, of course, I do want to actually enclose a large segment of this area at some point. Just, again, it's going to be how quick can we get it done in doing that. So anyway, that's where we're at. Not a whole lot of action in this episode. Again, it was just more to catch up on where we were at, what was going on, some of the thought processes. Naturally, I'm always excited to hear any type of feedback or thoughts. As I've mentioned several times, a lot of this stuff is stuff I'm doing for the first time that I have not done in other playthroughs or even in my individual games. So I could probably use the help. So if you see something that you don't like that I'm doing, always feel free to chime in. Let's see. I do want to. Well, we're smelting. Somebody had made a comment about. Oh, I think that's what it was. Let's see. Make brass bars. Make brass bars. Okay, maybe from ore instead. All right. So we'll do that. Let me just double check if anybody SRCA. Evidently, according to the comment, whenever you use the bars, you actually suffer a net loss to your bar count rather than using the ore to make um, make bars of something specific. So like brass or um, billion or bronze or whatever it may be, you want to use the ore and not bars. So he mentioned it one time and I saw it, and it wasn't that I didn't listen to it, I just really didn't know what he was talking about. And I still don't think I knew what he was talking about until I was actually looking at it right now. So I think that's what he was talking about. I hope so. If that's not fixing what you're telling me, please chime in and maybe give me a little bit more detail. Make sure I'm on the same page with what you're talking to me about. But I think that was it, because that was the only thing I was making was the brass. And all right, well, we'll go ahead and put a cut in there. And I do thank you guys for watching today, and we'll see you in the next episode, which will be when something else happens. Thanks a lot. Talk to you later.